Hey y'all, welcome to Back Porch Cooking and Reminiscing. I'm Roger, and we sure are happy to have y'all here with us today. So today we're out here on the back porch, and we're going to be making a special recipe that was given to us by a friend of ours. His wife is a real life Cajun, and so she has kindly given us her recipe for a chicken and sausage gumbo. Now, there are a lot of ingredients in this gumbo, but trust me, folks, it's worth all the time that it takes you to get it together because it is delicious. So, stick with us, and I'm going to show you how to make this uh, classic Cajun gumbo. And we're going to be cooking this on the Blackstone flat top. But now you can do this inside on your stove, on the stove top. You can do it outside. You can do it just wherever you want to. You don't have to have the Blackstone to be able to do it. But that's just how I'm going to do it today. So y'all, I've got the Blackstone back here behind me. I've got it heating right now. And so while it's getting hot, we are going to cut up our meat. So the first thing we've got is some hickory smoked sausage. Now you can use any kind of sausage that you want. Probably not going to pronounce this correctly, but it's concha. It could be concha. But anyway, use whatever you like. So that part doesn't matter. So we're going to cut this open. All right, so there we go. And then we're just going to pull this sausage out. This is about 1 pound of sausage that we're going to be using. So again, we're just going to cut this into smaller pieces. You cut it however, about lost that one. You cut it however thick or thin that you want it to be. I'm going to cut some big and some small. And like I say, this recipe, this lady that her husband gave it to us, he's a good friend of ours. And but she is from Louisiana, and she says that this is a super good gumbo. So we're going to make it and we're going to find out. And I'm using our knife Saga chef's knife here. And I'll leave y'all a link for that knife in the comment or in the description. And if y'all want to take a look at these knives, you can. And if you purchase one, I will let you know that we do make a slight commission off of it if you purchase one. No extra cost to you for us to get that commission. And they're good knives. They're just as good as any knife that I have used in the past. So I hope y'all will go and check those out. So we got our sausages all cut up. I'm gonna just kind of push them and pile them up a little bit because we gotta cut our chicken thighs up next. So let's get our chicken thighs opened up. Well, there's one little piece of sausage trying to hide on me. Now these are boneless chicken thighs, and we're going to leave the fat on them just like they are. And we're just going to cut them into some nice pieces. And then I think I'm going to cut those into 2 pieces there. And we're leaving the fat on them because fat is flavor. So we got our chicken cut up and we got our sausage cut up. So now we are going to take this chicken and sausage and we're going to put it on the Blackstone. We're going to kind of brown it a little bit before we start making the gumbo, because I just think that some brown sausage and chicken makes a whole lot better flavor when you put it in the gumbo. All right, so we got our Blackstone. We put a little oil on there. Now we're going to put our sausage and our chicken on there and let that start to brown. And then we'll get our chicken on there. So our chicken and our sausage is browned up pretty nicely there. So we're going to go ahead and get it off the grill. All right, got all our chicken. Now let's get our sausages off of there. And be sure to hold your plate over the grill, so if any of those want to try to get away from you, they're going to go back on the grill. So y'all, we're going to saute our vegetables now. And we're going to do celery. And we're going to do green bell pepper. And we're going to do some onions. Now we're just going to let those saute for about 4 or 5 minutes. Get them mixed up good here. And just let them pick up that grease that cooked out of our sausage and out of our chicken. All right, folks, so our veggies are starting to get tender, and so last 30 seconds we're going to add in some minced garlic. And now y'all know I'm going to put the recipe in the description because it's just really hard to remember how much of everything that you got here. So we're going to put that chopped garlic in there. Give that a good stir around and incorporate it with all the veggies. Let that cook for about 30 or 40 seconds. And then we'll be ready to take up our veggies. Now I can smell that garlic now, so we're ready to cut the heat and take these off the grill. We're just going to get these up and put them in the bowl. Again, hold your bowl over the grill so anything that falls off will fall off in the grill or on the grill. Guys, this is smelling so good. These peppers and onions and celery and garlic. All right, so we got all of those off the grill, and now we're ready to go on to the next step. So y'all, now we're ready to make our roux. And I've got our pot has been sitting on the Blackstone. It's good and heated right now. It's been on low, but we're going to put us 1 stick of butter into this pot. Let that stick of butter melt. And then we're going to add flour to it because we're making a roux here. 1/2 cup of self-rising flour. All right, so we got that together. Now we're going to just put our flour in there. We're going to do it slowly. So we're going to add a little bit, and then we're going to come back and add some more. Let's give this a good stir. Now that butter smells great. And then we'll go ahead and put the rest of it in there. And then on making these roux, the biggest thing that you got to remember is that you got to keep stirring. That's the most important thing. And you're going to do this until this gets a color of kind of about like peanut butter. So I'm going to turn the heat up on it just a little bit. And we're just going to stir until it turns the color of peanut butter. Okay guys, so we've got our roux made. You can see it's about the color of peanut butter. So now we're going to add our onions, peppers, and celery and garlic back to it. And so now we're going to put all of our vegetables back in. Boy, that smells so good. All right, then we're going to give that a good stir. Get everything incorporated into that roux. And with that roux, it does take a little while, so y'all going to have to be patient with that because it's not going to just happen overnight or not overnight, but not going to happen in just a few minutes. It's going to take you probably 10 or 15 minutes to get that roux done. All right, so now we're going to start adding in the rest of our spices. And again, I'm going to leave this in the description for you because I'm not going to tell you right now what every single spice is that goes in it. But there's several. All right, that's got all of our spices in there. And now we're going to hit it with our chicken broth, and we're going to use 1 full box of chicken broth. And then we're going to use another, just a little bit of chicken broth.
There you go.
All right, we're adding 1 more cup to it.
Now you have 40 ounces.
And we're going to give that a good stir. And you want to be sure that you scrape the bottom because you want to get everything off the bottom, all of the roux that was on the bottom. You want to get it off. And we're going to get all those spices incorporated in. And we're going to add a little bit of soy sauce. Or Worcestershire. Yeah. Worcestershire. I'll get it right. Audrey's saying it wrong.
But I can't say it right.
All right, we dump that in there. And then we need a little bit of hot sauce. You know, you can use any kind of hot sauce you want. We're going to use Frank's. But if you're
supposed to use Crystal, but
yeah, it's supposed to be Crystal hot sauce, but I couldn't find it, and so we're just going to go with what we got.
$16 on it.
All right, so that's got our hot sauce in there, and now we're going to put our bay leaf in it. And we're just going to stir all of that around. All right, y'all, so we've got all of our spices and our vegetables in it. So now we're going to add our sausage and our chicken to it. And go ahead and let any of the juices that are left, let them get in there too. And when we were making that roux, the reason we wanted that roux to get the peanut butter color is because it that's where a lot of your flavors at is in that roux. So we definitely wanted the flavor from the brown roux. All right, so we got all that in there. We're going to just let that simmer for a little bit, and then we're going to add some okra into it. So this has been simmering for about 30 minutes. So now it's time for us to add our okra to it. So we've got our okra there. Just going to add that in. I'm going to give that a stir. And you can add as much or as little okra as you want to. We did about 2 cups. Man, this is smelling so good. So now we're going to let that simmer with the okra in it. And I've been simmering it on low. But we're going to let it simmer for about 15 more minutes until that okra gets cooked. And then we will be ready to chow down on it. All right, so guys, our gumbo is done. This is what it looks like in the pot. And we're going to put some in a bowl and get us some rice to go with it and see how it tastes. All right, guys, so here's our bowl of gumbo. We've put us some rice in it. We got a couple of cheddar biscuits to go with it. So now it's time to give it a taste. All right, y'all, so we got our bowl here. It's cooled down a little bit, and I'm ready to give it a taste. Now, Audrey's already tried it, and she says that it is phenomenal. So I'm going to see what I think. So I'm going to get me a little bit of the gumbo here. And make sure I get some sausage and get some chicken. My spoon ain't hardly big enough to get everything. And got me some rice on there. And we're going to give it a try. Oh, that's so good. Y'all, Audrey was right. This is just out of this world good. Um, you can taste the chicken, you taste the sausage, the okra, all the other vegetables meld together. The juice from it is just perfect. It's got just a little bit of spice to it. Now, if you want to make it a little hotter, then you just add more of the hot seasonings to it. But for me, it's perfect. And the rice just goes along with it really, really great. And so, y'all, I hope that you'll make this gumbo for your family. And remember, you don't have to do it on a flat top Blackstone. You can do this on your um, stove at home. And the directions actually is for the indoor stove. So you can make it like that and not have to worry about it. But if you got where you can do it outside, it's just fun to do it. All right. So again, y'all make this for your family, share it with your friends. Be sure to click on that like and subscribe. Leave us a comment about, what you make, how you make your gumbo, or if you've never tried gumbo before, just leave us a comment down below. As I've said before, I read them all. Sometimes YouTube doesn't show them to me, so I don't read those probably, but I do try to read every one that it shows me. And we appreciate y'all being here, and we will come back here in a few days and get you another video up. But right now, I'm going to eat my gumbo and rice, and then probably may have to go take a nap. So y'all have a great one. We appreciate you being here, and we'll see you next time.